When was the last time you stopped chasing her? Think carefully, because the moment you go silent, the moment you stop explaining, something changes. She feels it. She may not admit it, but she feels it. Why does your silence hit harder than your words? Why does your absence sting more than your presence ever did? Men don't understand this, and that's why they stay stuck in weakness. But if you're a man who's tired of giving your energy to someone who never valued it, then listen closely. Because today, I'll show you why your calm detachment is the one thing she cannot control. If you're a man who's tired of giving your energy to someone who doesn't value you, then this message is for you. This channel is not for the weak-hearted. It's for men who are ready to rise, to detach, to stand with calm strength. Subscribe now to Stoic 95. Number 1. Why detachment shakes her. When a woman realizes you no longer chase, it creates a shock. She has been conditioned to expect your constant attention, texts, compliments, and effort. This is the cycle most men fall into. They give energy without balance. But when you stop, when you pull back calmly, she feels a void. Silence is louder than words. It forces her to face her own reflection. Your detachment strips away her control, and that unsettles her. Most women rely on the validation they receive. When that supply ends, confusion begins. This is why detachment shakes her more than anger ever could. Anger shows you still care. Begging proves weakness. But detachment shows power. The Stoics understood this truth. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." When you detach, you free yourself from her emotional control. She can no longer dictate your moods. She can no longer pull your strings. She realizes that access to you is never permanent. She begins to question her own position. She wonders if she overplayed her hand. That is the beginning of a power shift. You don't need to tell her anything. Your silence says everything. Number 2. Silence versus words. Arguments are easy to dismiss. She can twist your words, ignore your logic, or use your emotions against you. But silence cannot be manipulated. When you stop engaging, she is forced to deal with the reality of her actions. This is where most men fail. They try to explain, justify, and argue for their worth. But every word you throw into that fire is fuel. She feels control when you respond. She feels importance when you argue. Silence takes that away. It disarms her. She cannot provoke you, so she cannot win. She will replay the silence in her head over and over. She will imagine your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions. Silence becomes louder than any speech. A calm man who does not engage communicates strength beyond words. That is why Stoics valued restraint. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you master silence, you master the frame. She may call you cold, detached, or arrogant, but deep inside, she feels your control. She sees that you are not desperate to prove yourself. That is rare. Most men fold. Most men cannot stay silent under pressure. If you can, you create attraction, curiosity, and respect without lifting a finger. Number 3, power shift begins. The moment you stop chasing, the balance tilts. For weeks or months, she assumed your interest was guaranteed. She could test you, ignore you, or play games, and you would always return. But when you stop, when your focus shifts to your goals, she feels something new. She feels uncertainty. Your detachment creates scarcity. Scarcity creates value. She realizes access to you is never permanent. That awareness unsettles her. She may act cold on the surface, but underneath she is thinking, why isn't he chasing? Who has his attention now? This is the start of the power shift. It is not about manipulation. It is about self-control. You are not punishing her. You are prioritizing yourself. That is the mark of a high-value man. Women test constantly because they need to feel a man's strength. If you fail those tests, attraction fades. But when you stay calm and grounded, you pass every test without effort. The power shift is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and invisible, but she feels it deeply. She senses your absence in ways she cannot explain. and she knows the man she thought she controlled now controls himself. That is true strength. Number 4. Her tests and your calm. When she senses her grip weakening, the tests begin. She may throw attitude, disappear for days, or create conflict out of nowhere. These are not random. They are designed to measure your resolve. Most men fail here. They get emotional. They argue. They try to win her back. But every reaction proves her importance. Your calm is the ultimate counter. Do not fold. Do not beg. Do not explain. Stay steady. This is where Stoic practice becomes powerful. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." She is an outside event. Her moods, her games, her silence are outside your control. But your reaction belongs to you. By staying calm, you prove that you are unshaken. That calmness creates contrast. While she storms, you remain still. While she tests, you do not move. That stability is magnetic. It separates you from weak men. Women respect a man who does not collapse under pressure. They may push harder at first, but eventually, they feel it. They feel the weight of a man who cannot be moved by emotional storms. Your calm is not indifference. It is mastery, and mastery always creates respect. Number 5. How she starts to chase. Once silence and calm have done their work, she feels curiosity. She starts to notice your absence. She wonders what you are doing, who you are seeing, where your energy is gone. She may send casual texts, try to bring up old memories, or ask questions that seem harmless. But underneath, she is chasing. She feels the shift. She realizes you are no longer orbiting her, and that draws her in. She may laugh at your jokes more, compliment you unexpectedly, or initiate contact first. Do not rush to reward her. Let her prove her consistency. Curiosity is only the beginning. She must invest more. The man who rushes back too soon loses the advantage. Women notice when you are at peace, moving forward, smiling without bitterness. That smile stings because it means you are truly free. You are not waiting. You are not angry. You are not tied to her mood. You are living. That freedom is what draws her closer. She may not even understand why, but she feels the difference. That is the quiet power of detachment. Number 6. The sting of absence. What cuts deepest is not rejection. It is absence. She remembers the man who gave too much, who texted daily, who always showed up. That man is gone, and in his place is a man who no longer waits. The sting of absence is brutal. She sees your silence in the empty notifications. She feels it when you no longer ask where she is. She notices when you stop reacting to her stories, her pictures, her games. That absence lingers. It forces her to face the truth. She was never the center of your world. You were simply giving her attention because you chose to. Now that choice is gone. Women rarely admit this openly, but they feel it deeply. Nothing creates more impact than a man who no longer invests. That absence can teach her more than words ever could. It creates space where she begins to miss you, to question herself, to regret losing your attention. And once again, your strength comes not from chasing, but from restraint. Your absence becomes your loudest statement. Number 7. Payoff. Detachment equals strength. The final lesson is this: detachment is not indifference. It is freedom. You are not cold, bitter, or resentful. You are calm, steady, and grounded. You choose where your attention goes. You choose where your energy flows. This is the true mark of masculine strength. A man who cannot detach is a man who is owned by his emotions. A man who can detach is free. Women respect men who cannot be swayed by moods or games. They chase men who hold their frame. Detachment gives you power in relationships, but also in life. In business, in friendships, in every area, detachment protects your value. It keeps you from being drained by drama. It allows you to focus on growth. It separates you from the majority of men who fold under pressure. The Stoics lived by this truth. They sought freedom through self-mastery. When you detach, you follow that path. You choose peace over chaos. You choose yourself over weakness. And in the end, your strength is what keeps the power in your hands. If you're ready to stop giving energy to those who never valued it, type "I choose peace" in the comments. Join the brotherhood. Subscribe to Stoic 95 right now. This is where men learn detachment, discipline, and power.